Okay, so here they all are, all re-legged and ready to go. And here's, of course, the analog Renaissance chip. We're going to take them and plug them into Dave's Juno-106, put it into chip testing mode, and we will check them all out and see if, in fact, Dave is down a voice after all. Because a lot of times the acetone therapy, removing that conductive shell, will bring back a voice that's on the verge of checking out or has checked out. Other times it's too late for that chip, and in which case I'll just simply take that chip and I will label it dead, like this poor guy. And chips that are dead are not totally unsalvageable, but we get down to surface mount type stuff where you're trying to remove chips, and I believe those chips are actually glued down to the surface wafer underneath, and it's a little bit beyond my current tech level to do that kind of thing, but I keep them, the ones that die. Sometimes it's a crackly fader, a crackly amp, sometimes it's a problem with the filter, and you know, just to sort of put it in perspective, on the, you see how there are basically two identical chips, and then there's one different one? Well, those two identical chips, one of them is the filter and the other one is the amp. So if you know, by swapping things around, you could conceivably bring these back, but it's an awful lot of work. Price of an analog Renaissance being what it is, or the fact that you can get other ones out of salvage and strip them. So anyway, let's go test these. Here are all of Dave's re-legged chips, and they have been put back into the voice board where they belong, and voice number 6 is the analog Renaissance chip. So we're going to test them all. And you may remember I was testing, doing an audio audition a couple days ago, so you might be thinking, what's going on? Well, remember, when we did the audio audition, we had a complete other set of chips installed in here, which were from another Juno-106. They've now been returned to that other Juno-106, who's very thankful, and we're now about to test Dave's. So you know they're in there, so let's close the lid, because we're about to power this guy up. And it is all plugged in, which is good. Let me zoom this a little bit, and take that down, and alright, okay, cool. So the trick to putting it into test mode, and by the way, it's plugged into some power speakers right now, so I can just do that. I'm just going to go and hold down key transpose and turn it on. But nothing happens. That's because the actual power plug isn't plugged in downstairs. Hang on a moment. Let me just go down to the power bar and plug that in. False alarm, but there's no point in stopping the video now. Oh, it powered up normally. I have to turn it off and then hold down key transpose one more time. See me doing that? Key transpose and power it up. And we get a C and let go. And now it is in test mode. See how it's got the middle and then low. So we put into poly 1 and 2 at the same time, which is normally known as the unison sync mode. And now I'm going to dial in 2, which is a sound. It's going to give us the voice number, and we're going to hear if chips are working or not, starting with voice number 1. 2, 3, 4 is dead. 5, 6. So voice number 4, despite our efforts to resuscitate, is a goner. Now, the synth is on. I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to be very, 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 very careful. 4, right here. I'm going to inspect this. Maybe I did a soldering error. You know, that happens. Maybe there's a soldering problem, but more likely than not, it's just simply a dead soldier. Yeah, that's actually a pretty nice solder job. I think we got a dead ski here. So I'm going to put that over here, and I am going to go through my bin and find another voice chip in my standby. I know I have 2 spares, and hang on a second here. There's a bin over there that looks promising. As you can see, yep. Right, so as you can, I've got quite a selection of dead or intermittent chips, and this one will go into that heap. And then over here I have, oh, bad VCA. Okay, that's not so nice. This one here is actually a bad VCF. Uh-oh. Do I have any good ones in this? Maybe these are all bad bins. I'm going to go through these and read the backs and see if I can find some that we can test. I'll be right back. I found a chip in this bin here that doesn't have any writing on the back. And as for Dave's dead chip, it now has the word "bad rat" written on it. And there it goes. So let's try this guy. This one here doesn't have any nasty words on it. And I'm just going to close this lid. And the unit is still on. That's number 4 that's silent, but we are now going to pin this in. And this is the real reason that I do this whole socket thing, is because there we are. That's a good chip. Okay, look. That's 4 right there. So now, I'll turn this back on in normal mode. Don't mind this, it's a crackly volume pot. We'll deal with that too in a bit. Okay, so all good.